Hello, everybody. Preston Poulter here with Pocket Jacks Comics. Now I get to talk about Robotech Event Horizon. Of Robotech and Event Horizon.
I'm waiting.
There was a mashup I never expected, but gotta say, really like this one. This was the offering on Free Comic Book Day, so you may be able to swing by a comic book, a local comic book store and see if they got one still hanging around. I had to buy mine off eBay because I was working. I was doing Dallas Fan Expo that weekend, meeting lots of new friends. But, so, really like this one. So, it opens up at the end, which is cool, right? So, we get this time loop thing where Zor's Battle Fortress, for those of you who don't know in Robotech, so it starts with this alien spaceship crashes into the Earth, and the Earthlings, put aside their petty conflicts because, hey, look at this, aliens exist, and they come together and they start working on the spaceship in order to try and reverse engineer stuff, and it turns out that space fortress was run by a guy named Zor, who was really important. And so the Earthlings, who are later called the Micronians because they are at war against this giant species of alien, call it the Superdimensional Fortress, or SDF-1. Incidentally, I will be doing a convention later this year, Superdimensional Convention, which is all about Robotech. That'll be in October in Pasadena. Should be lots of fun. But anyway, so the Micronians call it the Superdimensional Fortress, but the aliens call it Zor's Battlecruiser. So we're open up with Zor's Battlecruiser, and it's kind of heading towards this event horizon, and it's going to be going back to Earth in the past, and we're like, oh, that's where it's going to crash. But it turns out that it was these Earthlings who were the one who were sending the thing back to begin with. So it's this kind of loopy thing caused by time.
Excuse me. You see, you can't actually do that.
The law of relativity.
Okay, so I like that one. Because the whole time I've been watching Robotech, I'm like, why is it exactly that? And Robotech was kind of limited in that it couldn't tell you why Zor crashed his battle fortress on there, because the SDF-1 was from one series called Macross, and Zor was from Southern Cross, which introduced the character of the Robotech Masters. And those were actually separate shows that the American animation company, Harmony Gold, stitched together to make the show Robotech. So they couldn't actually answer the question of why did Zor send his battle fortress to Earth, because that wasn't part of the original anime. It was something that, in putting together the show, they kind of did. So it was cool to find, the origin of Zor's battle fortress. Nifty. So we're going along here, and now I gotta say, I'm not as huge a Robotech fan as other people, and this book is introducing characters from Sentinels and characters from other things. I will say that I did see the Robotech movie in the theaters here in Dallas before Canon Distribution killed the distribution on it and put Harmony Gold out of business. That was fun. I don't see any reference to the Robotech movie though. But so let's see. All right, we're still with Dr. Zand, and Dr. Zand's really the guy who's kind of putting together this whole thing. But I do get a little lost, but it's all right. I just love the dynamic way that the plot is going, and it's asking a lot of questions of me, or it's making me ask a lot of questions, like, is Minmay dead? Why? Because there's this one part where Lin Minmay basically shows up, and people think she should be dead, but she's like, get off my stage, person. And, you're like, oh, wow, who is this person? So it's the whole comic book is kind of presenting this weird collision of different timelines, which I kind of like, and that the kind of the sending of the SDF-3 back to basically become the SDF-1 by crashing into Earth is what's kind of resetting this whole gizmo. And we've got the Sentinels, I guess, who are somehow connected to the Invid. Alright, that part, I'm just taking on faith. They could be a little nicer to the more casual Robotech fans who are like, those guys weren't in the original. Because, yeah, those guys were not in the original series. The Invid were just these, like, monster aliens who came down and ravaged the planet, supposedly for protoculture. But now adding these kind of humanoid-y guys who are controlling them, you could give me a little more backstory there, but whatever. And all right, and then we discover, yeah, all right. So, and then we end with a comic of kind of Lin Min-May's return, and we discover also this woman. I don't know who this woman is or what her significance is, but I'm gonna find out next. If they've hooked me, I am really curious. I want to see what's going on. So,
I'm waiting.
Event Horizon, issue 0, free comic book day. Check it out. Good stuff. Now, I wasn't as in love with all the things, and I think maybe the fundamental difference here is that I was not a big enough Robotech fan to know the stuff that they were really borrowing and sampling from to make that Event Horizon comic book. Like, I never really saw the Sentinels or some of the, added on Robotech stuff. But I was a big fan of the original show. So, issue 20, I got some things to say here about issue 20. One, nice artwork. That's good. That's good. Good. I like that. Good job. But it is so hurried here. I mean, we clearly, like, the writers are just like, all right, this we're done and we're moving on. We want to move to the kind of reconstruction-y time after the defeat of the Zentradi Armada, because we just defeat the Zentradi Armada in such a hurried fashion. I did not like it. Like we were kind of finding out, like, oh, hey, these Zentradi spies, they might have access to the Zentradi communication system, and oh, hey, Dulz is gonna blow up the Earth again. And then Chiron and Arizona are like, oh, well, let's, so they've got some back plot story thing that ultimately is not really satisfying. Chiron and Arizona have not much influence on this story. And then we get, Dulz is like, all right, fine, I'm going to blow up some stuff. And then, oh, no, can't hurt the SDF-1. We've got this shield. Where did that come from? I don't remember that at all. And I just finished reading
okay,
Lisa's
Daedalus,
report. So, I'm kind of caught up on a lot of the back issues. Where did this shieldy thing come from? Like, apparently Dr. Zan... Alright, so SDF-1 has this shield that Dulz can't get through, and meanwhile, Roy Foker's getting the stuffings knocked out of him by Roy Foker clones. Alright, and then we're with Min-May, and we're like, alright, Min-May, we think we finally figured out the secret Zentradi communication code, so we're going to go back to the element of J-Pop defeats the Zentradi, which happens on, like, let's see, 1, 2, yeah, like, in, like, 3 pages, the Zentradi are like, oh, hey, Min-May singing, huh, and Dulz is like, all right, yeah, let me show you, let's really drill down here. Let's drill down on what's going on with the Lin Min-May secret J-Pop weapon. So, do your thing. So she starts singing, and then, Captain, I can't believe it, but it's working. They're going, all of them, like, one panel. I got one panel for it, just like the Zentradi are like, oops, sorry, see, like, we don't get any freaked out reactions. The Zentradi are like, all right, fair enough. And, all right, what we were seeing was that Arizona and Chiron are kind of the voice of the other Zentradi, and they're like, well, maybe Doles has gone a little off the rails here, and maybe we need some kind of revolutionary anthem as provided by people that we hate and are at war with and are alien to us, but that we're genetically identified. Captain, you must finish this now before Doles' command satellite folds away. So in this moment of Doles being freaked out over J-pop, and again, I'm just showing you these 3 pages so you can see how it's going here. The SDF-1's like, screw you, Doles, kaboom, and there I am. I'm Lisa Hayes in my badness. Kaboom, kaboom. Badass Lisa Hayes. That is not, I'm used to her just like tossing her hair, but no, this is like badass vengeance Lisa Hayes, boom, and Doles is doing the no, and he's gone, and Lisa Hayes and Rick Hunter, they weren't really a thing before, but hey, they're a thing now, kabam. I'm like, where did that come from? The whole thing just feels very, very shoehorned, and then we got the Sentinels, I guess, who are on the Envid planet, who were like, I'm pissed off. And issue 20, not a fan. I feel like they're way too rushed. I just showed you how much plot happened in like 4 or 5 pages. That is, simmer down there. You don't need to move the story that fast. I mean, we're kind of already. I love that original Macross story. I don't need it to be rushed. You can slow down a little bit. Where did this Rick Hunter, Lisa Hayes love thing just got?
Like some tea? Tea would be fine.
Their
Thanks.
love is sacred
That didn't
enough,
sound much
and
like
it
a
deserves
little chat
respect,
to me.
and you
As a
cannot
matter of
just
fact,
throw it
we're
in on a
talking
panel
about
or two.
If it concerns me and Minmay, I don't
Don't
want to
do
hear
that.
about it.
It wasn't at all about Min-May.
I
What would I
thought
possibly
that
want
Lisa
to talk
Hayes
about her for?
I'm
was the
sorry,
right person
Lisa,
for
but
Rick
we
Hunter.
haven't seen much
She
of
was
each
nice.
other in
She
several
was
months.
stable. She was
Oh,
always
really?
there for him. She treated him
Now, I
well.
know how you
She
feel about
really
her,
loved
so-
him, whereas Lin Min-May was just
Well, there's nothing more to
completely
talk about.
self-absorbed.
I don't know why, but
And
I
you
get
see,
the feeling
that was one of
sometimes
my
that you-
first lessons
well,
about what
there's something
love
you
meant,
want.
because it was.
What?
Is is it about this young celebrity who's attractive and adored by millions of people, or is it about the person who's there for you, who's steadfast? And yeah, that was the thing about Lisa Hayes. She was steadfast. She was always there. She was always supportive, and Rick Hunter over time came to value that. And you can't just throw. No. So, big fan of the Robotech comic. I like where it's going. Issue 20. Looking forward to issue 21 with the Event Horizon. So that ought to be pretty cool. Other than that, I'm doing Kickstarter right now for my own comic book, White Lily, issue number 3. We are definitely going to hit. It's just tomorrow. It will be 1 week, and we're already more than 50% way to the finish line. So there's a link for that down in the description. It's about a real woman, the deadliest female fighter pilot who ever lived, Lydia Litviak, a.k.a. the White Lily of Stalingrad. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.